You don't need a better car. You need a better financial life. You've seen it before. You're driving home, and next to you, a brand new SUV, perfect paint, huge wheels, looks expensive. And for a second you think, how are they affording that? Because you know your numbers. You earn $3,000, maybe $4,000 a month. You calculate your expenses. And that kind of car doesn't make sense. But here's the truth. It doesn't make sense for them either. Two people, same income, completely different outcome. Let's take two people. Both earn around $3,500 per month. The first one buys a car for $40,000. Loan for 7 years. Monthly payment, around $700 to $800. Feels manageable. They think it's just another bill. Now the second person, same income. They buy a reliable used car for $12,000. No long-term loan, lower insurance, lower maintenance pressure, and every month, they keep an extra $500 to $700. Fast forward 5 years. The first person, still paying, still tied to the same expense, still zavissimi on that monthly payment. The second has savings, has options, has freedom. Same income, different decisions. The problem, nobody sees until it's too late. Most people don't buy expensive things because they can afford them. They buy them because they can afford the payment. And that changes everything. Because instead of asking, can I afford this? They ask, can I afford this per month? And that's the trap, how the system tricks. Let's say a car costs $40,000. If you had to pay cash, you'd think twice, maybe 3 times. But spread it over 7 years. Now it's just $700 a month. Suddenly it feels okay. But what actually happened? You didn't make it cheaper. You made it invisible. The cost, you don't feel right away. Here's what that manageable decision really looks like. $700 per month for 7 years. That's almost $60,000 total. Add insurance, $150 to $250 per month. Add fuel, $200 to $400 per month. Add maintenance. Now you're easily at $1,100 to $1,300 every single month for transportation. On a $3,500 income, that's not a small decision. That's your lifestyle. Why this keeps people stuck? Because once you commit to that payment, your life adjusts around it. You think twice about saving, delay investing, avoid risks, stay in jobs you don't like. Not because you want to, because you have to. Your car becomes your obligation, the hidden trade most people never see. Every $700 you spend monthly is not just money gone, it's opportunity lost. Let's keep it simple. $700 per month invested at 8% annually. In 7 years, that's around $70,000. Instead of building that, you spent it and ended up with a car worth maybe $15,000. That's not neutral. That's negative. Why it feels worth it anyway? Because it's not just about the car, it's about identity, status, how you feel driving it, how others see you. And that's powerful, but dangerous, because now you're not making a financial decision. You're making an emotional one, the loop that keeps repeating. Here's what usually happens next. After 3 to 4 years, you want something newer, but you still owe money. So you roll the old debt into a new loan and upgrade. Now the payment grows. The cycle continues. And slowly, your income is no longer yours. The difference between looking rich and being free. You can drive a $50,000 car and be stressed every month, or drive a $10,000 car and have $20,000 in savings. One looks successful, the other is stable, and those are not the same thing. What actually moves you forward financially. Not the car you drive, not the things you show, but the space you create. Space in your budget, space in your decisions, space in your life. Because space gives you better choices, better timing, better opportunities. The shift most people never make. At some point you have to ask, is this improving my life or locking me into it? Because the truth is, most expensive things don't make your life better. They just make it harder to change. A simple rule that changes everything. If something requires you to stay in the same situation, it's not freedom, it's a commitment. And the bigger the commitment, the smaller your flexibility. Final thought. Right now you might think, I deserve better. I work hard. I want something nice. And that's fair. But here's the real question. Do you want to look like you're doing well, or actually be in control? Because one gives you short-term satisfaction, and the other gives you long-term freedom. And the difference between those two is the decisions you make when nobody is watching. If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe to my channel. There are many great stories for you on my channel. Thank you for watching.